Welcome all of you in the world of artificial intelligence. Most of you must be hearing this word here and there, or may be confused also that what exactly that means. So, today the session is specifically for demystifying the idea what is AI is. Because in the industry, so many things are available and all of them are so much confused about that what is going on. So today we are going to introduce you what is the artificial intelligence is, what are the different fields are there, and what you can go ahead with, because there are so many things going on. You may be having a lot of problem to understand or go ahead with what course you should do, how you can go ahead with that. Okay, so that is the way we will proceed. You may have a lot of questions, so question and answer we will put at last. Okay, because in between if I answer everyone's question, there are near than 300 applications I received for this session. So let's put the questioning answering at the last. Let's have the whole session with the coding, one example hands-on coding also I have added, and then we will have the question and answer session. Okay, so we will proceed in that fashion. So now talking about the artificial intelligence. Okay, so the course or the today's session which I have made here is of three parts. It is just the introduction which I will provide you, where you will get the idea what is the things going on, how we can know about that, and then we will move on to write down the actual hands-on code on that. Okay, so that is the way step by step we will proceed, starting with the introduction. So introduction, before introduction, there should be an introduction of the person who is going to tell you all these things. So myself, Anup Jayant Kelkar. I am basically brought and brought up in the Nagpur only. My total experience nearly stands for 18 plus years in the field of data analysis, database, and project management. After my engineering, which I have done from the VNIT, and in between, I have done my MTech also from the VNIT. After doing engineering, I was got selected into TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, and there I have worked nearly for the 5 years, where I have handled multiple projects on database management, and also I was there deputed in the California also for the same base. And then because of some reasons, I have to come back, and now I am settled in Nagpur. As a designational, sir already told you, I am a director of Python Academy, which is a well-known academy from last 3 years we are working with. And I am also an Oracle database administrator certified with Oracle certified professional. Okay, so all this my experience just for your information. So looking at to this, let's jump on to the actual thing which we are going to do. That is the first introduction part. Okay, so let me proceed further. So basically, when you talk about the artificial intelligence, it is a science of training systems to emulate human tasks through learning and automation. So when you talk about these two important terms, learning and automation, it has lot of meaning in that. It is not simply writing the term learning and automation. What is learning? With learning comes the machine learning. With learning comes the lot of things to understand. So basically, when you talk about the learning, it is a process. It is a continuous process. It will not just start in a single and you will go ahead with that. Yes, it is a continuous process. So many things will happen step by step and you have to go ahead with that. So what are the things you can understand from learning? And as you understand, machine understand this. Because now in the days, machine learning is also a very popular term in the industry. And this machine learning is not a very big term. It is, if you compare, they are just the algorithms. You understand the algorithm, how they work, and then you tune them. Once you tune them, they will give a more good result or maybe good prediction. And that is the way the machine learning algorithms are taught about. So the basically, and again, AI is a very big term. It is a very big topic. Means when I was in engineering, like in the 2003, I passed out. From that time also, I am hearing this machine learning and artificial intelligence. So there was the topic also. So it is a very old, I can say, the subject or the science. It is still growing with new things. But basically, when you talk about the AI, it is of these three things which you can see, which is understanding the context, learn the patterns, and basically recognize the object. So when I talk about these three things, basically in future or in current scenario also, if you are thinking of starting some course on artificial intelligence or starting to think of what should I learn to have this idea about artificial intelligence, there may be a thing you should understand. You can go with understanding the context of the languages. So that comes under NLP, that is stands for natural language processing. So that is a one unit, very big unit, and many persons are working on there because there are so many languages available. Every language have some different syntax. They are not very popularly formatted. Yes, we have the grammar, but that grammar machine cannot understand because we have dialects, we have some other ways of saying some other sentence. Each sentence may have two, three meanings. Only we as a person may know, but as a machine may not know. So many things are connected there. So what are the things you should take it? That comes under NLP. So if you want to proceed, yes, you have to go with the NLP. Then that is one of the AI type you can say. Then there is learn patterns, which comes under your machine learning and deep learning, where you provide lot of data, and that data will get munched up, will be consumed by that machine algorithm, and they will produce some excellent results. So that comes a second field of AI. And the third comes is recognizing the object. So that object can be anything. In a traffic, it may be a small object like a bucket, or it may be very small objects into an X-ray to find out if some cancer cell is there or not. So recognizing object and image is a third part which comes with some computer vision. So basically, when you see, I want to learn artificial intelligence, these three fields are commonly open, very populated, and very good jobs are available in that. But again, for doing all this stuff, you have to make your base ready. Because once you do not have the base ready, you can have hundreds of terms to understand. Okay. So that will not be available, so that I can just go ahead. You make your base very good. So to making their base, you may need to have programming also. Don't consider if I don't know programming, still I can survive in this industry. It is limited survival, I can say, because there are tools, you can use the tools, but tools has the limitation, and you will fall down to that limitation, then you will stay there only. So yes, you should need at least basic programming, and for that also we have started one good course which you can check on our YouTube channel. So do subscribe. Every week we have 2-3 sessions on there which are open to all. It is programming Quran with Python, where we are making the basic concept of programming clear. You may be from any background, CS, IT, mechanical, you may not be an engineer, any background, still you can make it out. So do check that also. So that is the basic definition anyone can talk about the artificial intelligence. Let's go next. What is there? So basically, where it started, the evaluation is very old. Okay, means old than all of us. So it started the neural network from 15 to 70. So that is a very old. You can say when the TV was on or not. That time neural network theory came into the picture. Many people have put the research and lot of things have started on that. And then it started growing rapidly into the field of machine learning. So that was in 1980 to 10, where this field got growing into the part, and now it is going for the present day in the form of deep learning and cognitive systems. So there are so many things that are happening one by one. So that is also happening in the day by day scenario. So in deep learning, what actually we are increasing is the computation power of your computer with lot of neurons, perceptrons inside that, and they will start computing thinking on their own because they have that power. All this happens on the basis of data which is provided. Now whenever I say data, what is that? That data can be anything. If I have an Excel sheet where I have say 1000 rows, and suppose I have a restaurant which maintains that 1000 rows, saying which was the customer, which was coming at what time, what he eat, what was the bill paid, and all this data is available. So that simple Excel can be considered as a data. And once I consider that as a data, I can utilize that also, because that data I can use to identify what I can do in the future or which product is going far. Okay, so that way also I can do the understanding of how I can proceed with. Okay, so that is also there. So to go with such kind of things step by step, what we can do with, we can do multiple things. Okay, what multiple things? Okay, So the multiple things one can understand is you can go ahead step by step by looking at which is available. So what kind of data is available? So the I can say the customer name. What is the customer name? Can I find out who is the regular customer for me? If I identify which is a regular customer for me, I can utilize that. Okay. So if I can utilize what is the good customer, so we can say okay. So that customer is regular for me. Yes, we can go ahead with the that customer. We can provide some coupons to them, so we can go ahead with that. That is one of the way. Then we can say what is the atoms which is purchased frequently. So if there is an atom which is purchased frequently, let's put that atom with some other things with the discount. Like if you see some Domino's pizza or something, they always provide you buy this pizza, you have something garlic bread or something with some percentage. We may not buy that garlic bread every time, but once we get some percentage, yes, we will buy it. And that is a win-win situation for whom? Both of them, the customer and the Domino's pizza owner. So these are the various way I can extract from data. So that are the so many things available for data. And once that is a one type of data I have said, there are so many applications available. If I have the images of the vehicles, can I identify which vehicle it is? That is again a data. If I have a X-ray or MRI copies from some medical field to identify a tumor, that can be a data. So as data goes complicated and maybe a galaxy photos taken by some Hubble telescope, so that will be too much difficult data. But yes, that is the data. But if such kind of difficult things, if I have to handle, then I need some method to understand that images. For restaurant example, yes, we have the machine learning that is in 18 20 10, that is sufficient. But as we grow on data, this may not be sufficient. You have to increase your CPU power also. You may have to use the GPU also, that is comes as the graphical processing unit. So all these things can be required. So that is the way evaluation of AI is going on. So now today AI can be threat and opportunity, and all it depends on how you look at that problem. Because we say that the coin had two sides. Or if I show you some board, and on that whiteboard, not the blackboard, on that whiteboard, suppose there is a one black dot and one corner, you may see the whiteboard and you say very good, I have a board, I will write many things. And if you are not I can say pessimistic, you will say, oh, that dot is there, that seems to be a problematic. So what you look at as the AI, that depends on you or the companies who are working on that. So some irrational rational things from the threat I have added here. So like a massive job loss, there will be a job loss, but not massive, I can say. Because if the person who knows how to utilize that AI, obviously any company will require that person in his or her company. So that is not a loss. Robot replace humans. Yes, there are so many Hollywood flicks we see that robots is entering. There is a Terminator and I Am a Legend and so many movies. But that doesn't mean that will happen in the future. It may, but it will not be totally out of bound. That may be a case, but that is not. So we cannot lose control. Okay, so these are all irrational. So what are the opportunities we can look at? We can get the competitive edge. Who will get the competitive edge? You will see there's just like the Ola cab, or you say the Uber cab, or whatever the cab services working in your city. You will find out they are competitively reducing their price. How they get the idea? They don't just install the app and just say okay, that is the case. They will also go ahead with that what other things are doing or what other customers feedback they are getting. So all these things, and they will have a competitive edge with each other. They will find different growth trends. Because when Ola started or Uber started, it was just book a cab. Now you have so many options. You have the 3 or 4 types in that, some electric made or some petrol run. Then you have the sharing taxi. All these things currently not available because of our home quarantine. All of them are at home, but still it is available. So that is the growth trends. Customer certainty. Okay, we can increase the customer centricity, saying that this customer should come within this month and should buy a thing of 2000, 3000. That is the way Big Bazaar, Central, all thing works. New capability, always add new things. That is possible. Efficiency in process. So definitely we can increase the process efficiency. Because we cannot just stand there and say okay, I am done with this, I have a lot of money and I will stop. No one is ready for that. Everyone want to jump before that. Okay, so that is also happening. Then the process elimination. Yes, I can reduce some of the process, so can I can proceed with new things. Okay, so the process elimination is also there. If I eliminate some of the redundancy process, that will also increase my effectivity. So that is there. Workforce transformation. I can reduce my workforce to work with the systems. Reduce time to value. That is important. How I produce the output within what time, that matters. Reduce cost also, because all of this, and improve the margin. And that's why the good margin even customer gets when you buy something from some big market. Now, how does this artificial intelligence basically work? So again, we are talking about the basic idea of all this. Okay, do remember, we are not jumping on very different things which are totally out of bound. Okay, so we are going in step by step. So that is the thing. Also, you remember what are the things are going to be. So, what or how does this artificial intelligence works? So basically, what are we and machines good at? So if I just divide us and machine, saying machine is also one of the entity, and it is there now, it is an entity. So if I divide that and I say what we are good at, so if we say what us, we will say yes, we have the common sense. Obviously, we will have, right? Because so we should have the common sense. We have the intuition also. That what is intuition? Basically, we can say, yes, I think that this may happen afterward. Okay, so that is the intuition. Looking at the past experience, I can say, you can say for your friend also, like ये अभी ऐसे कहेगा और ये अभी ऐसे करेगा. That is the way we intuition way we can say that yes, this may happen. Why? Because we have some good experience about that friend. Creativity, that is there. A lot of creativity is going on currently because everyone is at home. So many dishes everyone is making, so many videos everyone is making. Some of the students are making some robots, or some of them are doing some new stuff. So many things, because creativity is in our mind, no one is feeding that at that time. Empathy is how I know something about others, means what feel it has, means what the other person thinks about me. That is the empathy, and that also I can gain through my experience, and also how I interact with the person behind or front of me. And there is a versatility, because we have lot many things common or uncommon. So that is all things we have. Whereas on machine side, what we have, they have good large data set. Yes, we have the limitation to read a lot of pages and remember. We cannot, because we have the memory limited. Yes, there are good students, there are good people who can remember more than us, but there are very few. Okay, not everyone is. We are talking about the common man, okay, or the common person, which we can talk about. So but the machine can have more and more storage space, and storage space is also now cheap. Like when we were in the engineering, we have to use the floppy disk, which was nearly 144 MB, and then we have to put our program there and just pass it to our professor. So will professor will work on that, and then he or she will tell, yes, your program is working or not. Nowadays 1.44 MB is nothing, means even if you find some file on your machine or even your mobile, you will say, okay, that is of no use, let it be. Even if we don't delete that. And that is why, because the things are increasing rapidly at the lower rate. That doesn't mean if I want to buy 1 T of hard disk, it will be of 1 lakh rupees. No, it will be less, and that is good. So that is the first thing. Large data can be stored. Complex calculations, machines can perform very fast, and that's why a lot of things are happening. Like someone will have the chess machine, which will work with all the moves in mind, and it will go ahead. The learning process is there in machine, just like us. Okay, it takes time. It depends on a lot many parameters, but the machine also can learn, and that's why machine learning is in picture. And yes, we can do the automation. So once we provide all these things to a machine will start the automation. If you have heard about like the Alibaba, which is the very famous merchandise in the China or the China, they have all the internal in the machine format. So you can see the videos on that. So where product should move, where they will keep, all these things they are doing through machine. No person is there. So that is the kind of level of automation. Now you have automatic cars coming into the picture. So many drones are coming into the picture. So many will be the things which will available as an automation. So these are the two things we talk about differently. What us we can do. It is not US. Okay, it is not always America. Now it is also going ahead of America, you can say. So it is us and this is machine. And basically what we talk about when you talk about the AI, we combine these both effort. Okay, so AI enhances our capability and gives organizations competitive advantage. So basically, the good thing from here and good thing have, now that depends. If you take some bad thing from here and add it here, yes, the machine will work badly because you have provided that bad data. Okay, so what we are talking is the very good situation. Now that situation maybe why hackers came into the picture, why there are so many problems currently in the industry because of the bad thing going into the machine. So what we are talking is AI is good for good. Again, we cannot say that that is the future. We have to see that. But yes, this and this combination will create that good things which are the actually AI, and that is enhancing this capability using the machine. So that is the basic definition. You can learn about how this machine learning or the AI works. So now AI has multiple things. Basically, it deals with these three circular fashion thing. What is that? It get the data, it discovers the things inside that, maybe the patterns, maybe the images, maybe the processing, and once it is done, it will be deployed at some point. So that is the thing also has to happen. So if I go with this, and this is circular, why? Because once the data is there, you will discover some pattern, you will deploy it, then in future there may be a new requirement. So what you do, you have to go with that. As an example, currently Ola Uber is there, but if you just look at nowadays, that ad is not coming in, but the ad is was there, new app was started just like Ola, with the option you select what price you will pay. Like today, if I go from this position to some other position, I will just search what are the cabs available. Cabs will provide the data from them, and on that cab we can say which one can go ahead with that. So I will just proceed. I want here to here. I can pay 50 rupees, and then drivers will bid on that. So if drivers bid, that is another good thing which may happen. Okay, so driver will bid, and then we will decide which one should go ahead. So that is a new thing, and if it clicks in the future, you will see every app is going to in that direction, because that is the case currently happening. So as I said, there are many things may happen. It is not a single thing you talk about and you can go ahead with that. So that is also available, and that's why it is a continuous. So if in the future, if you think your future to be an analyst, data analyst, or an artificial intelligence person, you can think to go ahead with in the any fashion, and it will be a recurring job for you. So you will always be in hired position. Yes, that may not be the case if you don't work after that, but that will be also good thing. While doing this, we said already we need an automation and learning going along with that. So if I am doing that, there what are the things we can think of? So basically, these three things we already talked, saying machine learning, that comes with the deep learning part, computer vision, identifying the objects, the images, the different things, and the natural language processing. They are already there and they are booming. But there are other things also which comes as an lower part, forecasting, optimization, that is there. So deployment is also another thing. If my machine, when I say hi, it says hi to me after 5 minutes, that is of no use, right? It should say hi immediately. So how I can deploy my algorithm which I have developed so rigorously, it gives response quickly. So that comes under deployment. What kind of I can say AWS structure, cloud, what should I use? Decision support, how I can support the decisions which are made, are they correct or wrong? Data management, hence the big data management comes into the picture. You have the big data, you have the Hadoop and all that thing coming into the picture, because data is very huge. And yes, we need the visualization. If you don't see very good PPT just like I have prepared, you will say arey ye bore chal raha hai na. So that is the thing happens. You should have a very good visualization, then you feel very good. That is the human tendency, and that is also the requirement in the market. So you can think of fitting anywhere. This may be some advanced thing you may say. If you are totally out of contact with some programming or thing, you can think on other side also. In AI, can I jump in this kind of field? I have a very good knowledge of designing. I can design very good graphs also, which are good looking, informative. Can I go ahead with that? Yes, that is also a part of AI thing. So you decide on your own what kind thing I can have and I can proceed. If you can decide, then it will be easy to proceed in the future. Okay. Now talking about some detail, what are the things are there basically in NLP and machine learning. So in machine learning, when you say and the deep learning, which is an advanced part of it, you will have more compute power for that. and larger data set. That is the most important thing. The data set should be huge. It has to be huge. Okay, then only your machine works very well. If you provide a 1 month data for a restaurant and you say identify what will be the future contacts for next 1 year, it is difficult. You provide me at least a 5 years of data, then you can talk about the future of 1 year. More complex models has to be created. Yes, that is true. But nowadays there are some other thing called a transformation. You create one model and you transform it back to use it. So that is also there. And the better algorithm. The research is still continuing. So if in the future, if you thought of having some PhD or something in this field, there are so many things will happen. Okay, so that is also there. So you can go ahead with that, with the different ideas or different algorithms also. Okay, so that is a never ending I can say the work which is in research going on. And then the deep learning parts come when you combine all these things. Okay, so that is one of the part of AI, we can call it. The second, natural language. Yes, the most difficult part, because everyone comes with its own language. Like lot of things or lot of research has been done on specifically on English, German, French, because there are lot many people who speak that. But very few researches on our own languages like Marathi, Hindi, Sanskrit, Malayalam, Telugu. So if you want to do something new, do this language, try this language and create something excellent. Because even IITs are working on such kind of field, because that is natural language and everyone wants. I came across which talks about providing agricultural weather forecasting. But when they do this, they found out agriculture is done by whom? Our farmers. Now, farmers may not be a very good English person. They have their own language to talk. So, can we combine these things? They talk in their own language, maybe Marathi, Hindi, Telugu, Malayalam. Can we convert them into something readable for a machine learning? And machine learning algorithm will provide some forecast saying you instead of this, you purchase this and put in this. While telling that, that has to be converted back into their language so they will understand. Just giving English answer doesn't make any sense. So there are so many fields going on, work is going on, and research is also there. So it is a natural language processing, natural language understanding, natural language interaction, as I said in the example. And all things now boil down to more research part is a natural language generation. Can we have the generation of natural language? That is a difficult part to create. But yes, we have some translator and all that thing, but how we can understand what it means? Okay, so if I say I like you all, that is a very positive thing. But if I say I like you all, but not very much, now this same sentence has different meaning. So first is very positive, second goes something down. So that also depends how the language is. So that is also there. Now talking about the forecasting, it is also an interesting which has the two division, basically forecasting and optimization. So now this forecasting can be anything. One example I have said, yes, weather forecasting. But you can have other things like you can have the share marketing. You can forecast what will be the share value tomorrow. Currently the share market is very volatile. When it goes up, down, you don't know. But yes, you forecast on the basis of data. So there are many things. So you predict the target value, time series variability, and automate the process. Basically it talks about the time series, because suppose I want to predict next month what will be my electric bill, because all of them they are home and they are using coolers and ACs and fridge. Okay, so how I can predict that? So that is also the prediction comes under forecasting, where in optimization it is account for possible actions and assemble the trade-off. So an example of this I can tell, like today if I book some cab from here to some location, there will be multiple cabs available which will also show, and out of that a best one will be picked for me. So that best one to take care is a kind of optimization. How they will calculate what is the time it will take to reach you, and accordingly the algorithm will run. If you have got the time in between, you see how the driver also have one app on their machine. You look at there, they have also good mapping there. So where the request may be generated, where you should go ahead now, so that is also provided. So all this comes under the optimization. It will increase the robustness, it will analyze the complexity and handle the uncertainty. That is also there. And there are a lot of scale and solutions for this purpose, and it is going on in the field of research. Okay. The basically the core capabilities of AI, the artificial intelligence which we are talking about, comes under the machine learning, the natural language processing, and the computer vision. Forecasting optimization can be part in any one of them, but yes, we can call it as a core capability. Whereas to do this, there need to be supporting technologies, including the data management, Then you can have the visualization, decision support, and the deployment. So this also I have said that if you have something on that line, maybe a data management, I can handle the database very well. I can have the files very well to understand. Then only I can do this. Okay, so this will be a supporting for the AI. So if you know this also, you can go ahead with this. That is also possible. Okay, so that is also the things going on. How is AI used? And that is the use cases I will explain with a small example, and then we will jump on to the actual coding problem. Okay, so the first thing is energy forecasting. There are lot many projects going on to forecast the energy usage. If some of you are from electrical engineering, there is smart grid concept, which is again deployed, but again a lot of things has to be done there. Yeah, so they also is one of the energy forecasting. So use the short and long term variability to improve the accuracy, and most of the time you can have the deep learning model to understand how I can utilize this kind of thing. Okay, so that is also going on in the field of energy forecasting. So you can easily understand what is the energy forecasting, and then we can go ahead with that. Okay, so that is the step by step things we can go ahead. The next thing is, if we talk about is the energy forecasting, then the manufacturing optimization. So in the case of manufacturing optimization, we have again the different things to utilize, that identify the defects during the production itself, rather than having the production and then having the error or defect in that. Can we multiply that, or can we reduce the defects in that? That comes under the defects identification. That comes under the pattern recognition. So pattern recognition is basically the thing from where the machine learning and all stuff started. It is just matching the pattern. The term looks very similar or very simple, but so many things are there to work on that. On the same line, in the wildlife also, the wildlife conservation, basically for the endangered species, how we can tag them, how we can identify from the images captures from the cameras which they kept. Okay, so it basically is an image recognition, starting how to do that. And many projects in Africa is working on this kind of thing. So at least they can save the wildlife from being extinguished. Okay, so this is also the one example. The final example which I am talking is a natural language processing. So it's provide the interactions between the computers and human language. That is an chatbot application. So that we are going to actually implement also. Okay, so just for addition, how we can see, you can open, as I have said here, IRCTC website. Currently the bookings also started. Don't go for booking, but once you open on this corner, you will see there is called a ask Disha option. So this Disha is actually what? A chatbot. The name is very good, which provides Disha for your traveling, but that is a kind of chatbot where you start asking some question, it will start giving you answer. So here, for the just understanding, I have asked two questions. I have said hello, and it said hello, how can I help? So this is the common way of starting a chatbot. And this can be hard coded. Okay, and we will also do the same thing, because once anyone say hi, we will say hi. We will not say ha kya kaam hai, right? So that should not be the case. It should be hi and hi. So that is the way I got the answer. Whenever I get the answer, you will see there is one signs of thumbs up and down. Why that is given? That is given because you say that if this answer suits your question. If you say yes, this answer get more power. So next time anyone asks similar or related question, this may be a first answer to give, because it has the plus sign or the thumbs up. If I say thumbs down, it says that this may not be a very good answer for hello, and next time they will avoid this, will go for the next. So that is the way how machine learning algorithm behind this NLP is working, where it is identifying which is a good answer or wrong. NLP will be only understanding what is asked and what is to be tell, but machine learning will tell what should be tell and what should be not. Okay, so that is one of the test case where I am combining my machine learning behind NLP. And then I said need some help, and then it provided the numbers and all details. I haven't copy pasted all. So that is when I say need some help, it come up with the customer care. So that is also known that once someone asks, this should be provided. This is not a very I can say 100% accurate, but yes, it provides a good data. So that is the thing comes under the natural language processing. So now for our being, we are going to do a small task of creating a very small chatbot. Okay, it will be very small. considering you know some Python. If you don't know, I am not going to explain the Python programming, but yes, what I have done, I have kept that code into GitHub. So I will just show you my code now. So just a minute for that, and let me share you my code. So just wait for a minute. Okay, so I am sharing my code for all of you. So now in this code which we are going to work with, I have put my code onto a GitHub. Okay, so I will just provide you the link for that also. So I am down here, so go up. Okay, so this is the link where this code I have put up. Okay, so what you can do, I will just put into the chat window, so you can also download this code. So let me do that. You can just click on the link, and once you download, that is an IPynb file. Okay, so how to work with that? Those who have the Jupyter install on their machine, they can just copy paste this file into their folder, and those who don't have this, they can use Google Colab. Okay, so I will again type it here. What is Google Colab? So Google Colab is a kind of IDE, that is called Integrated Network Platform. So IDE, Integrated Development Platform, where you can write this code. So there also you can load this file. Okay, so you open the Google Colab and then load this file there. Okay, so that is also possible. So I will provide both the things for the understanding. I will take just 2 minutes, so you can set up this thing. What you have to do, I cannot answer all of your questions because more than 100% are connected here. But yes, I will repeat what I said. You just open Google Colab, and the link which I have provided, from that link you just download the file and upload in that Google Colab. So whole file will be available, which you can just run step by step as I explained. Okay, so you download this file and load to Google Colab. You can put this into the search and you will find out. Okay, so just have a 5 minutes here, and not the 5 minutes, it will be again too much. Let's have a 2 minutes. You try it out and let me know, then we can proceed. Okay. And in between, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you will have lot of streaming and lot of videos for you to understand. Okay, so I will just give you our link for the YouTube, which you do subscribe. Okay, so have that subscription also. So welcome back. Considering you have this code ready with you. Okay, so now we will go ahead with the coding part. Okay, so I will explain what are the code I have written, why I have written. Again, this is just the introductory session, so we cannot go in detail of everything, but yes, you can understand how the things are happening, and then you can utilize that. Okay, so I will again repeat, the code is available on GitHub, so you can just download from the link which I have provided. You can upload that to the Jupyter, which is with some of you who have the installation, and if you don't have that GitHub, you have to use the Google Colab. So Google Colab is what? Google Colab is a kind of Jupyter notebook which is directly available, and you have to just load the things there. Okay, so that is the thing, it will work. So now let me start with the coding part, what I have written. Okay. So this is not going to be run. First, for doing our stuff, we are going to see one of the Wikipedia website where we all know there are a lot of information is available. So in that information, if you just search on chatbot, okay, so one page will appear which provides the information about the chatbot, saying chatbot is this, it can be utilized like this, and so many things. So once I do that, this information, the simple text lines, we will use to create our chatbot. Okay, so for doing that, what we have to do, we have to access that content of chatbot written on Wikipedia for our analysis purpose. So for that, we require one package which is called Wikipedia, which is written in Python. Again, we are going to do this all in Python 3 and above. Okay, so you can have 3.78 as per your machine configuration, or Colab, which is again 3.8, working on that. So I will just keep on tag run, and it will install the Wikipedia package. Now this Wikipedia package is available on internet at some other place, which has to be downloaded. Okay, once you download, it will get installed. It can be done on your machine also if you are working, else it can be done here. So I am doing here. So it is just bringing that package. So that's why circle is going on and the connection is there. So once the connection and everything works, it will start downloading. So the package downloading started. You can see the circle moving on, and once it stops, that means my installation of Wikipedia is done. So that is just the package name. Okay, that is used. Now how I can use that package? I need to import that so that I can use it computer or my code. So I have to run this. So this will run and it will stop, saying that yes, I got my Wikipedia with me. So do remember, we are going step by step, and yes, all of you will receive the videos for this. So you can utilize that video again and again if you miss any point here, because we cannot have the discussion here. But yes, you can sorry, you can go ahead with that also. Okay. So once I import that, the next thing comes into the picture is to how to proceed with that. Okay. So that is the way step by step we can go ahead. Okay. If I go ahead with that, what the things we can do is, after importing, we will go for the next step, which is to use the page chatbot. So how I can use the page chatbot? Using one of the function dot page and then chatbot. So once I run this, it goes to that Wikipedia website, it selects the chatbot and get attached here page. Okay, so it will be an HTML format or some related format which may be utilized afterward. Okay, and then once it utilized, we can proceed with the further things. Okay, so what we will do, we will bring this page, and then there is one function related to page dot content. Okay, again these functions are defined in this package, you can explore this on your own. Once I use dot content, all the raw data, all the raw text which is written on that page will be available, and then I am just lowering all the character just for my understanding or for our NLP chatbot, and I am printing that. So once I print, you will see all the data is available here. So this is directly coming from the page of Wikipedia. Okay, so this data will be available. So I will also run it again because I need to utilize it. So all the data is available. So this is my starting point, as in AI or the definition or the things which we discuss. Say artificial intelligence consume the data. What kind of data? It can be an Excel sheet, it can be an anything. Now here you can see it is a just the text file, okay, which has the data which we have to consume. So once we have this data, we go ahead, and this all has the multiple lines. Some of are the garbage actually, which we need to remove, but we will not do that currently. We will consume that garbage also, because again it is a big task. But yes, there are something like chatbot are increasingly present in business, or if I say chatbot definition, if I go with some lines before, you can see that it says Chatbot is a software application used for this and that thing. So all these kind of sentences are available in this Chatbot, or sorry, in the page which we have. So once we have this, what I will go ahead and I will import one more file called nltk. Okay, so that nltk is natural language toolkit provided by Python to work with the natural language stuff. Okay, so now it has lot many things connected to natural language processing. Most of the time it works with the English statement only, but you can do with some German and French and Italian, because their related stuff also they have added, but you can utilize them. Okay, so how to utilize them? I will import that file as I have done right now, and once I do that, I will download some packages related to them. Okay, so I will just run the next line, which will start downloading this. So what this is, the punct kit is actually a punctuation kit. The punctuation mark, the exclamatory sign, the dot, the comma may not signify anything when I do with the chatbot. So how to deal with that? WordNet, it has a lot of words available which compares with what we are doing. Stop words, what are basically the stop word? The, is, a are the stop word which may not be useful for our natural language processing. Okay, so that is the thing also available which we can utilize. Then once we do that, we will do one more thing, where we will create a new variable stop words which will contain all English stop word. Why? Because in Germany, ich bin, these are the keywords which are stop word. Maybe not here, that may be something different. So I want to have only stop word of English, so that I have collected. And once I collect it, the first thing I do is nltk dot send tokenize, what this function is. So if you just bring your cursor also, it gives you the details what it is. It returns a sentence tokenized copy of text. What that means? It contains all the tokenization of the given statement. That means if I run this, it will give me all the sentence separated automatically. I don't have to do it. All things has been done. Many things has been already done. Don't do that thing again and show into your projects when you go into the final years or somewhere. Because when I go for some vivas and interview, I found out so many people just copy pasting some code from Kaggle or some website and just showing, yes, we have done that. That doesn't make any sense. Think some out of box. Do something which is not done already. Okay, so that will be good. Once I do that, I am just printing last two statements. This is called slicing method in Python. So last two sentence has been printed here. The not the last two, first two. A chatbot is a and designed to conveniently simulate the way of human would be. So that is the way how the sentence has been divided. So that is a big data I have available to work with. Now once I have this whole kind of data, now we will define a function for greeting by the board. As in the in the previous case in PPT, I have said that, yeah, the common thing, hello, hi, you should reply with the common answer. How are you? What is the help I can do? So we will put something using the function random. So that is one of the package, and then two inputs I am creating, hello, hi, greetings, and hi and this for the responses. So as per the input, I will have some response. And then I have created one function inside that which will take the word from what I am passing. Say I am passing hi, so it will have that word, it will lower it and check if it is in this greeting input. So if it is in greeting, considering again this is the common thing, you may have many things in the future, but these are the common thing. Then I will randomly choose one thing from response. So if I pass hello, I will say hey. If I pass something hi, I may say hi. So that is the randomness I have added. Okay, I haven't done anything. I have just added a randomness. So I can respond to the person who is asking some question to us. Okay, so that is also the thing we have added here. Once that is done, what I will go ahead with. So let me go back. So once I have done with this, I will go ahead with the next thing of using two more things, which are sklearn feature extraction and sklearn matrix pairwise cosine similarity. Okay, so I will run both of them to be imported here so that I can utilize them. So this import thing is important. Every time we import, we can get one by one. Okay, so that is the way we can go ahead how to utilize it. Okay, so let's have the thing what we can do with that. So let me go back. I just missed the code. Okay. So now what these two things is basically used for the understanding of making the NLP works. Okay. So first we will think what is the bag of work. So after the initial pre-processing phase, which we have done right now, we have converted the data into the format. We need to transform the text into a meaningful vector or numbers. The bag of word is a representation of text that describe the occurrence of words within a document. It involves two things. The vocabulary known words and the measure of presence of known words. So what is called bag of words, because it's not concerned what word is used how many times or anything, it will just start collecting into a bag. So we don't know if this word come from this sentence, if this word was used 3 times, this word is used for many times. So the intuition behind bag of word is that documents are similar if they have similar content. Also, we can learn something about the meaning of document from its content alone. So basically, bag of word can be used to make some word cloud or something which will not be used for our chatbot creation. So for this, we may see some word may be appearing more but may not be useful. So to avoid that, there is a TF-IDF approach. Okay, so what is that TF-IDF approach? That is the term frequency and inverse dip frequency. So a problem with back of words approach is that highly frequent words starts to dominate the document and but may not contain much information. So one approach to rescale the frequency of words by how often they appear, we use TF-IDF. So the formula for that is term frequency, which is calculated as number of times a term, a word appears in the document divided by number of terms in the document. How many terms total are there and how many times it is appearing. The second thing is inverse document frequency, that is calculated of n1 plus log n by n, where n is a number of documents and n is a number of documents in term t appeared in. So if I utilize this, I can get a value of TF and IDF. Okay, and on that we use the cosine similarity. Cosine similarity you must have heard in the vector calculation if you are done in the maths with seriousness. Okay, we can say that. So the cosine similarity is dot product of d1 d2, where both are non-zero vector, divided by d1 into d2 with their mod. Okay, so now this functionality we will not go in detail, but I will show you one example how these things can be utilized in our code. So what I am doing, I am running this line saying suppose user response is what is chatbot software. Okay, so if I run this line, it will be put in this variable and then send tokens, which is the collection which we have created with all the sentences from the Wikipedia. I am adding this also using append method. So this is also one of the statement added. Once I add this, I can see that using -1 because negative indexing is available in this list. Okay, so the last element is what we added. Now I am using the function which is TF-IDF vectorizer, where I am passing stop word as English. Why? Because I don't want to use the stop words while calculating these things. Okay, so that is also added, and then I am transforming the send token. So all the frequency which we have said in the previous formula will be calculated here. So it is not the thing you are going to do that, it is done by the machine or the program which you have written here. Okay, so that is also the good thing. Means many things or many new things are available directly. You have to just utilize it properly, and that is the best thing you can go ahead with. So once I do that, which are the things we can perform, then what I should do, I will use this functionality and the calculation will be done. And once it is done, I will put the length of send token, so which comes out to be 103. That means currently I have 103 sentences in my bag of words. Okay, and then I put the cosine similarity between the last word or the last sentence which we added, what is chatbot, with all the inputs which we have, and it will start calculating the cosine similarity. And this cosine similarity which you see has the different values. Out of this, which one we should select? One is the value for the same sentence, because same sentence is 100% similarity. But then if I want to find highest, I can use the function sorting and then picking the index of that highest value. So if I run this, the value comes out to be 0. That is the 0th index element, and that is highest is 0.23 similarity with whatever I am asking as a question. So what this gives is the value what we want as an output. We cannot just give output as this to a chatbot. The person who is putting this question will say what the thing he is asking. So we should know what is the sentence. So what is the sentence? If we want, what we will do, we will flatten the data, and once we flatten the data, we will select the sort on that. So if I do the sorting and if I put the flat again, you will find out that is the highest value, which has the very much I can say the cosine similarity with the question what I have asked. Now on the basis of this, I will select that using -2 because -1 here, -2 here, and I can see that is the value 23. You can which is appearing here. And if I pass that as an index to this send token, I get the answer. The chatbot is a software application used to conduct an online chat conversation via text and something and something. Now this means what? This is my answer given to my question. What was my question? If you go back where we started, and that is the way chatbot work. Again, in a very simple way, we are doing that. There are so many things you can think of. Okay, so then don't come up with, sir, this is not happening, that is not happening. Yes, that is to be done, for which you will get paid also, right? You cannot get paid so easily. So question was what is chatbot software, and the answer was this, which our chatbot will provide according to 100 sentences which we have. This answer seems to be correct to our chatbot, and I am removing that thing from here again. So that is the way things will happen. The same things I have put under the single code. I have shown in a different way so that you should know step by step how I can go ahead with that. Whereas here, all the things, the codes which we are working with, I have changed it to get the understanding how to add it step by step. Okay. So here actual code I have combined. That is the procedure which I have created, and that is the procedure we will utilize to get the understanding of how I can done with this. So this is the same procedure. So I will create directly a response function, and now I can see my chatbot working step by step. Okay, so this function I am running here. So just a minute. I think it hasn't run that. Let me run it again. I think it has got changed. So here I have put some question on that chatbot, like the chatbot will print my name is chatbot and I will answer your queries about chatbot. So if you want to exit, type bye. So I have said hello. My chatbot has started giving hi. And then when I ask what is the chatbot software, the chatbot has given me some answer. Whereas if I say chatbot in healthcare, it hasn't given a proper answer because healthcare was a single line as an heading into the Wikipedia. So that is the answer it has given. Okay, so that is the way you can go ahead to run your code step by step, and then you can get the related output out of that. Okay, if I just copy paste this again, if it is not working in this cell, let me see if it works in this cell, because it is a code cell should be there. There are two kinds of cell available when you work with. Okay, and that is the cell output it should provide step by step. So this is the way the code will run, and your I can say the function will be available to work step by step. Okay, so that is a very simple case I have shown you to work with the chatbot. Basically talking about the function where it gets the input and talks about the output. Okay, so that is a very simple code which is available on the website which I have mentioned. Okay, so that is the thing we should know about and you should go ahead with. So that ends our today's session. So thanks for joining this session, where you can definitely subscribe our channel, where you can go ahead and have many things out of that. Okay, so that thanks I am putting end to a streaming which was going on YouTube. Okay, so I will stopping the streaming on YouTube. Our session on the other persons will continue. Okay, thank you very much. Do subscribe to the channel which is provided at Anup Kelkar's Python Academy. Okay, thank you.